Viva! Viva NUMSA, viva! Viva! Viva NUMSA, NUMSA, viva! Viva! Viva Glencore workers, viva! Viva! Viva NUMSA Glencore workers, viva! Viva! Forward with our demands, forward! Forward! Forward with our demands, forward! Forward! Phansi! Ngemqashi phansi! Phansi ngemqashi phansi! Phansi nge-abusive mqashi phansi! Viva! My comrades! My comrades, we need to now listen attentively. Yes. When we read my comrades, we need to now listen attentively when we read the demands, the concerns to this junior management. Siyawathuma ukuthi go to your senior management in Switzerland, yes, and deliver this. Yes. And within a short space of time, your senior management in Switzerland should respond to NUMSA, yes, national office, about this. My name is Thabo Mohore. I'm the NUMSA regional chairperson of Sanganani region. Maybe I should drop this and speak as a shop steward.
Voice, don't drop his comrade. Shop steward voice, comrade.
My comrades, I'm saying, my name is Thabo Mohore. I'm the deputy chairperson of Sanganani region, whereby we have two Glencore companies in Rustenburg and in Mpumalanga. Yes. And I'm here representing these workers from Glencore, whom raised their concern at the junior level, and their concerns were not addressed. And they are saying they've also raised their concerns at the national level, and our concerns were not addressed. And we're saying we're raising these concerns to the international level, to the mother company which is in Switzerland. We're gathering here, my comrades, at Glencore head office on the day where SAFTU, where NUMSA is affiliated, is taking a government on in terms of government and employers, in terms of the policies that government have just implemented or about to implement, where government is trying to force 20 rands as a minimum wage to South Africans, and increase the remuneration of our senior employers or employees, because they are also employees, your CEOs, at the expense of the poor workers and the communities at large. We're saying as NUMSA to Glencore, this is just the beginning. Yes. We're going to fight government, we're going to fight employers like yourself, yes, who are exploiting members, who are exploiting employees, who are exploiting communities, and who are also destroying the environment. We're also saying our sister unions worldwide.
Yes, I see my partner.
Our sister unions worldwide are in solidarity with us. Unions like in countries like in Australia, Canada, Colombia, Democratic Republic of Congo, and other countries where Glencore is operating and busy exploiting their workers, who are enriching them, who are making this company to be a success. They are exploiting them. Look, Glencore is also acting against the Bible.
Yes.
You benefit from your sweat, but Glencore is benefiting from other people's sweat.
Yes.
And at the same time, they are not thankful, but they are exploiting.
Yes.
We want to highlight before we can make our demands. We want to highlight few points which to us forced us to be here.
Yes.
Look, we're not enjoying being here.
Yes.
We're not enjoying being here because being here is no work, no pay. Our children will suffer.
Yes.
But material conditions that we are exposed to forces us to be here.
Yes.
We're saying point number one,
Yes.
as a concern, Glencore Chrome's deregistered smelters from Department of Minerals and Energy and registered smelters to Department of Labor, whereby they know that the health and safety rules and policies in the Department of Labor are not that strict as health and safety rules in the Department of Minerals. And we're saying we demand that Glencore reverse this whole thing and go back and register in the Department of Minerals and Energy so that our people can be protected. Today, because of the policies of the health and safety policies of the Department of Labor, our people cannot refuse to work on dangerous workplaces. So we're saying we're against that. We're saying Glencore, coal, secretly, all this they are doing it secretly. They've also secretly signed a collective bargaining agreement with dubious unions, whereas NUMSA is the majority union in that sector, or in Glencore in general. But because they wanted a smooth way out, they've signed secretly with these dubious unions. We're saying we're saying Glencore should go back and sign an agreement that will benefit both workers and Glencore as a company, but not an agreement that would benefit only employers and exploit workers with NUMSA. That is number two. We're saying as NUMSA, and we told government that do away with labor broking. And Glencore, as we speak, are treating contract workers, labor brokers workers, and other workers who are not directly employed as lesser workers and subject them to unequal pay and conditions of employment, especially bad health and safety. We demand that all workers performing work for Glencore, whether employed directly or indirectly, must be treated equally, enjoy the same wages and employment conditions. That is number three, my comrade. Number four, we're saying NUMSA as an international union. In our visit, or during our visit to DRC with industry all and other sister unions, we discovered that workers in DRC are subjected to systematic human and workers' rights abuses ranging from consistent threat for dismissal, poor health and safety practices, occupational diseases, racism and discrimination, unfair and unjust jobs classification, low remuneration, inferior salary for local workers as compared to foreign workers. And yet Glencore is claiming that it is an international company. But there is a discrimination between foreign and local workers. Local workers in DRC are treated harshly, like you are treated harshly here in South Africa. Companies Leo copper refinery in DRC uses ASIC to extract copper. 3 years after Glencore, 3 years after, for 3 years after taking over the mine, Glencore continued to allow waste acid to flow into rivers. A report from Guardian found children as young as 10 years under the ground in Tule Zembe in DRC, which the company has said in a 2008 prospectus that it has closed due to falling prices of crop. But there are children there. So children in DRC, workers in DRC, communities in DRC are exposed to this danger because of Glencore. And that is child labor, my leader. That is child labor also. We are concerned about these reports because we have a problem with acid drain waters in Mpumalanga, just here at home. And looking at the speed for production and extraction, and we are convinced that we are heading for an environmental disaster, which will stay with us even after Glencore has done with our grounds. That disaster will remain with us. Our rivers will no longer be healthy, even 100 years after Glencore has left. And Glencore is busy dumping those acids into those rivers. That's the reason Glencore deregistered from Department of Minerals and Energy to Department of Labor, because Department of Minerals and Energy restrict you on where to pour those energies, used acids. We are also informed by our global union that Glencore secretly worked with notorious middlemen implicated in massive bribes to win over Katanga copper and cobalt concession in the DRC. So Glencore, unlike other competitors, they don't practice a fair competition. They bribe bidders in terms of in terms of winning those tenders. Glencore locked out our members of construction, forestry, mining and engineering union in Australia for taking an industrial action against the company to attempt to replace them with contract workers. In Glencore, when you're saying permanent these people, permanent contract workers, they will fire you and employ contract workers and continue with workers' exploitation. We say down with contract workers, down with labor brokers, down. Glencore subjected workers in its refinery in Quebec to a 10-month strike over its attempt to impose bad working conditions. Glencore, instead of giving you conducive working conditions, they would rather take you to court to expose you to bad working conditions. That's Glencore for you. And Glencore internationally, not only in South Africa. Remember, working class has no color. Working class has no boundary. Number 9, we say Glencore and extractors, huge coal operators in Colombia, Prodeco. Listen, my comrades, listen attentively. This is for our future. In 2009, they were fined $700,000 for environmental violation, including waste exposure without permit. Hence, they registered in the Department of Labor. The Swiss, where our Manda company is, the Swiss television, public television broadcaster, exposed Glencore for corruption and human rights violation. And this was done in Colombia. But they were exposed by their own TV coverage. In 2013-2014, Glencore was awarded 2 offshore drilling licenses occupied in the Western Sahara, which is here in Africa. And those licenses, when we interrogated them, they were against, or they were in violation of the international law, which is described by the UN. But nonetheless, because Glencore can bribe, they were given those licenses nonetheless. We are therefore, my comrades, dealing with this corporation which is putting profits before people and leaving destruction everywhere it operates. We are therefore demanding the following. Glencore management, we have 10 demands. We are demanding the following. We say Glencore should stop undermining wages and conditions of employment where at home and internationally. We're also saying Glencore should stop its systematic violence of trade union and human rights. Glencore smelters must go back to Department of Minerals and Energy as part of their commitment for good health and safety working conditions for members. Glencore must stop its practice of signing agreements with dubious unions and sign an agreement with the majority union NUMSA in its coal division. We're also saying Glencore should stop union bashing and denial workers' freedom and association. Stop the discrimination against union members on any ground. Because Glencore is aware that NUMSA it's a militant union, and they are now discriminating against workers on the shop floor. Glencore must comply with mining charter in terms of enabling its workers to own houses. Forward with workers' houses, forward! Forward with workers' houses, forward! Pansy with one-room houses, Pansy! Forward with decent workers' houses, forward! Number 7. We repeat, my comrade, number 7. Yes. We're saying Glencore should comply with mining charter in terms of enabling its members to own houses. This is a compliance. They should just comply, my comrade. Number 8. We're saying transparency in terms of how Katlego ESOPs teams operate. Forward with transparency, forward! My comrades, Glencore should know that it's us who are doing them a favor. They are operating in our own land, which we demanded to the same government that allowed them to operate, to nationalize. So that is our own land. Our minerals. Number 9, my comrades. We're saying Glencore must respect environment, stop current looting, and excessive extraction of minerals without caring for communities, environment, and commit itself to zero pollution of water with acids. The last one, we're saying investment strategies of Glencore must be driven by employment and social needs of the people around the world. Forward with people involvement, forward. Forward with community involvement, forward. Forward with workers' investment on Glencore, forward. In conclusion, my comrades, we're saying this memorandum must be handed over to the Chief Executive Officer in South Africa and your headquarters in Switzerland. My comrades, we're saying, let me read this again. Angiti, the CEO, has sent his juniors, has subordinated his juniors to come and take this memorandum on his behalf. So we're saying to these juniors, the middleman, to say this memorandum should be handed over to the CEO in South Africa and your headquarters in Switzerland.
Amen.
This is our memorandum. We're handing over the memorandum now. We will allow the Glencore HR management, the middleman, to commit in signing and in his word to say, I will deliver this. Manager, these are your workers. You need to speak to your workers and commit to deliver this memorandum of your workers to your seniors.
Chairperson, time frame.
One time frame.
We need to wait.
My comrades, I'm reminded. Wait, my comrades. We said we're going to exercise discipline. Yes. These guys have locked us outside as if we are criminals. Yeah. But let us show them that we are not criminals. Yeah. We came here in peace. We're demanding our rights as well. Look, there are ongoing engagements which talks to your provident fund, which talks to your medical aid, which talks to your shift patterns and other benefits which are due to us, which are shared only at senior level. I don't think even this junior management level are getting a share thereof. If they get peanuts. But the people who made sure that those profits are there are getting nothing. But we're saying, give us space to engage on them. We're also saying we give our honorable managers, honorable we're saying we're giving them 7 days. We're giving the CEO 7 days. We're giving Glencore International, Glencore Switzerland 7 days to respond to this. As of now, Glencore Switzerland and South African
Signature, mama.
Let me tell you the story of my life. You must let your name in secret, not your freedom.